The Russian army began to lose soldiers in the Zaporizhia region and without any combat clashes with the Ukrainian armed forces. The 70th Guards Motorized Rifle Regiment, whose commanders sent their subordinates on weekends to Tokmak and Melitopol, was at the epicenter of the emergency. The problems began after Russian soldiers began to disappear, never returning from the weekend. As reported by Atesh, the regiment command came up with an absurd explanation, trying to blame everything on drunken fights over women with local residents. The partisans pointed to rumors that are circulating among the occupiers of the 70th Motorized Rifle Regiment, since the frightened invaders claim that one of their comrades was killed by a local resident who hated Russian troops. Many of the soldiers of the 70th MRR left its ranks by unauthorized abandonment of the unit. "Contact us, we will help you save your life," urged Atesh. The partisan group urged Russian troops to avoid becoming the next casualties of their own military's leadership. Earlier reports emerged that on the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine's Kherson region, incidents of desertion among Russian soldiers have significantly increased. National Resistance Center said that on the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine's Kherson region, incidents of desertion among Russian soldiers have significantly increased. According to the National Resistance Center, many soldiers are fleeing or resorting to self-inflicted injuries to avoid further involvement in military operations. In response, Russian command has deployed additional forces from the Russian National Guard to act as blocking units tasked with locating deserters. The National Resistance Center further highlighted that Russian forces have been quartered along the banks of the Dnipro River in vacant Ukrainian homes and commandeered dormitories. The local occupation administration has been compiling lists of properties for this purpose. The report states that these measures reflect broader challenges faced by the Russian military in sustaining morale and maintaining discipline in temporarily occupied territories. The NRC called on residents of the region to report the positions and movements of Russian forces, noting that such information could contribute to expediting the withdrawal of occupying troops. Earlier, an investigation revealed that over 1,000 soldiers from Russia's 20th Guards Motor Rifle Division, including senior officers, deserted during the full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi called U.S. President Donald Trump's maximum pressure policy a failed experience. According to Associated Press, Trump on Sunday signed an executive order calling for the U.S. government to impose maximum pressure on Tehran. Araghchi said in Tehran that stopping Iran from pursuing nuclear weapons is not too difficult on Wednesday, after a cabinet meeting. President Donald Trump's moves to freeze spending on foreign aid and overhaul, maybe even end, the U.S. Agency for International Development have been lauded in Iranian state media. The reports say the decisions will halt funding for opponents of the country's Shiite theocracy, pro-democracy activists and others supported through programs as part of U.S. government's efforts to help democracy worldwide. At the same time, Iranian officials appear to be signaling that they are waiting for a message from Trump on whether he wants to negotiate over Tehran's rapidly advancing nuclear program. At stake are potentially billions of dollars withheld from Iran through crushing sanctions and the future of a program on the precipice of enriching weapons-grade uranium. And even when signing an executive order to reimpose his maximum pressure on Iran, on Tuesday, Trump suggested he wanted to deal with Tehran. Meanwhile, ordinary Iranians worry what all this could mean for them. On Wednesday, Iran's currency, the rial, plunged to a record low of 850,000 to $1 after Trump's order, showing the ongoing economic volatility they face. A decade ago, it stood at 32,000 rials to $1. It is a policy he adopted during his first term at office. In 2018, he unilaterally withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal, reimposing sanctions on Tehran.
معتقدم که فشار حداکثری یه تجربه شکست خورده است و امتحان مجددش هم دوباره به شکست دیگری تبدیل خواهد شد. اگر موضوع اصلی این هست که ایران دنبال سلاح هسته‌ای نره که این قابل حصول هست، این خیلی چیز مشکلی نیست. ایران یک عضو متعهد NPT بوده. ایران موازش در این خصوص کاملا روشن هست. فتوای مقام معظم رهبری هم وجود داره که تکلیف رو برای همه ما روشن کرده.
Heavily armed gangs in Haiti have attacked a neighborhood that's home to most of the country's elite and had been largely untouched by criminals. According to Associated Press, police have demanded help repelling the assault that has killed at least 40 people. It's been 8 days since Khenskov has been under attack, Mayor Jean Masselun told the Associated Press on Monday. He blamed the attack on the Viv Anson gang coalition, with gunmen going home to home and indiscriminately opening fire. As we speak, they have surrounded the area, Masselun said as he called for reinforcements. The dead include pastors, teachers and children, although the number is expected to be higher because authorities haven't been able to reach certain parts of the neighborhood, which is home to many politicians and business leaders. Many victims are working-class people who tend crops on the outskirts of the neighborhood in the foothills of a mountain range. Gangs already control 85% of Port-au-Prince, and the United Nations Secretary-General warned last month they could overrun the capital. The assault on Khenskov occurred days after the government and police warned about imminent attacks in the capital, but the warnings did not say where they might occur. The attack on Khenskov that began January 27 has left more than 1,660 people homeless, according to the International Organization for Migration on Monday. Overall, gang violence has left more than 1 million people homeless across Haiti in recent years. On Friday, one police union said the attack on Khenskov could have been avoided if police had good equipment including a helicopter and an all-terrain vehicle, as well as funds to gather intelligence. Despite these bad conditions, our policemen are making tireless sacrifices, but we cannot tolerate the negligence of the authorities on what must be done to protect their lives and the safety of the population, the union, SPNH 17, said in a statement.